November 1888, London. Mary Jane Kelly becomes the final victim of Jack the Ripper. The fog lifts, the murders stop, and the most hunted man in history simply vanishes. History tells us that Titusville Police Chief Daniel McGrath was killed by a thief. But actually, maybe he was the only man brave enough to face Jack the Ripper. Actually, maybe. Scotland Yard looked for a grave in England, but maybe they should have been looking for a one-way ticket to the American frontier. He didn't take the front door through Ellis Island. He took the side door. Since travel documents weren't widely established until World War I, he could have easily slipped through this journey unnoticed and undocumented. He settled in the industrial heart of the state, Rochester. He adopted a single name, Mickey. Mickey's surgical touch was a rare commodity. He became an expert safecracker, targeting remote train depots, a much easier target than banks.
Extra! Extra! Read all about the train depot robbery!
But by 1899, the heat in Rochester was too much, as authorities were investigating a string of train depot robberies in western New York. So Mickey moved south to the Pennsylvania oil fields, where he found himself in the boomtown of Titusville, where Mickey would meet up with two local boys, Frank Woodward and Frank Major. He promised them a score they couldn't refuse. But Mickey was leading them toward a destination he had been dreaming about since Whitechapel. Little did he know, it would all end on South Perry Street. November 11th, 1899, 3 a.m., the Dunkirk, Allegheny Valley, and Pittsburgh Railroad Depot. Mickey knew from his expert gang days that a professional job isn't a solo act. He needed a crew. First, he chose Frank Woodward, a man history describes simply as homeless. But in a city like Titusville, being homeless makes you a street-level cartographer. Woodward was a man with nothing to lose, the ultimate GPS. Then came Frank Major, a small-time thief with a reputation for having more greed than brains. He jumped at the chance for a big score without checking the bottom of the pit. He thought he was the muscle. Mickey knew he was the fall guy. Mickey was the conductor of this dark orchestra. He didn't just want the safe open. He wanted the noise. He wanted the chaos. The explosion was a dinner bell for Chief Daniel McGrath, but it was the immature choice of amateur thieves that sealed their fates. They didn't want to hide in a ditch. They wanted a warm bed. Most thieves bury their loot in a hole, but these boys, they took it straight to a brothel. They thought they would be kings for the night. What they didn't realize is that the road ends here, because Chief McGrath, well, he was already in the hallway. History says McGrath died in a robbery gone wrong. But actually, maybe, he died in a confrontation 11 years in the making. McGrath burst through the door without his weapon. Historians still argue why. A mistake in the chaos? Or the weight of his wife Lily's recent suicide. Some say McGrath didn't go in for an arrest. They say he went in with a death wish. It was utter chaos. Eyewitnesses at the time say patrolman Michael Moran chased Frank Woodward into the night, leaving the chief alone with the man from Rochester. Mickey didn't run. He didn't hide. He waited. It's said McGrath wrestled Mickey's own gun away and ended the hunt with a barrage of lead. McGrath took a bullet to the gut and the arm, but he didn't go down. Instead, he became the hammer. Chief Daniel McGrath was taken to a nearby home for medical attention, then to the Titusville hospital. Frank Major was dragged out in irons. Woodward's body was found face down in the mud less than a mile away. And the unknown assailant? He was a nameless monster that met a nameless end. For 4 days, the town held its breath. On November 15th, Daniel McGrath, the man who caught the ghost, finally let go. Then there's the body in the basement. The unknown assailant was left on display like a sideshow attraction. They hoped someone would recognize him from New York or Canada or across the sea, but no one ever did. On April 16th, 1901, Frank Major took his secrets to the gallows. It would mark the last public execution in Crawford County, Pennsylvania. Frank Woodward took his secrets to the mud. And Mickey? Well, Mickey's secrets were buried under the floorboards of City Hall. But even the hero couldn't escape the shadows. Promoted to chief in 1899, Michael Moran would be gone by 1901, taken by a quiet disease. To this day, local police call this theory silly. The history books call it a stretch. But it seems the bones in the basement don't care about labels. History doesn't know who haunted Whitechapel in 1888, and it doesn't know the real name of the man who took Chief McGrath's life a decade later. But actually, maybe they were one and the same. Actually.